The Beast at Kings Island is one of the most legendary roller coasters at Kings Island. Today I'm going to be giving you an in-depth review as well as telling you if it's actually as insane as they say or if it's just completely overrated. The Beast at Kings Island in Mason, Ohio opened on April 14th, 1979 for approximately $3.2 million. It was the world's tallest, fastest, and longest wooden roller coaster at the time of opening. Built in-house by Kings Island with the help of numerous designers and planners, the Beast covers 35 acres of land deep in the Mason, Ohio woods. This beast of a coaster stands at 110 feet tall, has an 141-foot drop with the help of terrain, reaches the top speed of 64 miles per hour, and travels on 7,361 feet of track. Even 46 years later, these stats are nothing to scoff at, especially the track length. It's still the longest wooden roller coaster in the world and fourth longest coaster in the world, period. The Beast is also known for its legendary night rides, but we'll talk about that more in a little bit. The Beast is located in the Rivertown section of the park along with Diamondback and Mystic Timbers. To get to the Beast, after you walk through the main gate, you're going to want to walk all the way down International Street. Once you get to the Eiffel Tower and International Street comes to an end, you'll take a right-hand turn into Planet Snoopy. You'll then walk by Tom and Chi. You're then going to take a slight right turn before taking a slight left turn. Then you're going to want to take a left-hand turn and just keep on following that trail, passing Mystic Timbers, Diamondback, and the train station. Finally, after you walk under Diamondback, you'll take a slight right turn following the Beast's footprints. You'll then pass the iconic ride sign before entering a dinky little building that leads into the queue. The queue in question isn't too crazy, but it does have some themed signs and it is partially covered. There's also some cool plaques above your head that give some fun facts about the Beast to distract you from the fact that you're waiting an hour for a wooden coaster when you could be riding something like Diamondback or Mystic Timbers that are literally a few steps away. I'm just kidding, I love you Beast, but you're not Diamondback. Anyways, after you walk through the queue and get to the station, you'll be greeted with the abnormally long train that literally has 18 rows. Why? You'll then climb into the custom-built PTC trains that are actually quite cozy. Riders will sit in one of 3 trains. Every train has 6 carts and every cart has 3 rows that are 2 across. This means that up to 36 riders can fit on one train. Be warned, however, as the seats are quite small due to the giant seat divider being in between your seat and the other seat. I also suggest getting a middle row such as row 2, 5, 8, so on and so forth. This is due to the fact that if you're sitting in the first or third row of a cart, you'll be directly over the wheels, leading to quite a bumpy ride. The restraints are simple seat belts and those somewhat bulky PTC lap bars that are just okay. There's not too much to say about them. The Beast is best known for its legendary night rides, taking riders deep into the woods. Across the entire ride, there's only a few lights, including a few at the top of both lift hills for safety, and the moon. The moon is the only light you get during the actual duration of the ride, because unfortunately, the government wouldn't let Kings Island put it out. Anyways, after you get locked in and an associate checks your restraint, you'll then be dispatched from the station, starting your ride. Out of the station, you'll take a wide turnaround to the right that's slightly banked down so you gain some speed. While doing this, you'll get a nice view of the plot of land where Vortex once stood, which is still empty like 7 years later. Seriously, when are we getting something new? You'll then take a left-hand turn into the 110-foot tall chain lift that goes about 2 miles per hour. Sometimes you may look at it from the station and think that it got stopped, but no. It really is just that slow. At the top of the lift hill is where you'll begin the 135-foot drop right into a tunnel that gives a nice head chopper moment. If you're lucky, you'll also duel with another train to your right while dropping. You'll then fly out of the tunnel and start a left-hand turn before dropping back down again and pulling back up into a right-hand turn. After the right-hand turn, you'll travel under a canopy during a straight track section. Now is a good time to mention that they actually designed the Beast kind of as they went. They also didn't use any computers or anything like that, and instead hand calculated everything. So if there's any weird sections like this one, that's why. At the end of the straight track, you'll hit some trims that slow you down before starting yet again a right-hand turn while picking up some speed. You'll then take a left-hand turn into a concrete tunnel, and let me tell you, this part at night is killer. There's absolutely no light in there, so you can't see a thing. The sound of the train flying through the tunnel, as well as not being able to see anything, is absolutely nuts. It's complete sensory overload. You'll then go into another section of straight track before veering right. This is the part of the ride where you're deepest into the woods. It's very peaceful and you get some nice views of trees. Riders will then angle up, turn right, and climb into a hill before going into even more straight track into the second lift hill that gives excellent views of the park. At the top of the lift hill, you'll see a sign that says to keep your limbs inside the train. And please take this seriously. The Beast was built before they had to do clearance checks, so this sign really means it. You'll then start a 141-foot drop into the marquee element, the enclosed 540-degree helix. This drop is quite weird because it's angled to the left all the way down and isn't that steep. At the bottom, you're then going to enter the helix that feels like it never ends, especially at night. You really don't see anything. It is complete darkness. If you look over at the person next to you, you can't even see them. It's that dark. It's also very loud in there. It sounds like there's a fighter jet chasing behind you. Halfway through the helix, you'll exit the tunnel before entering yet another tunnel that's equally as insane. You'll then veer left before going up into the final brake run, concluding your 7,361 foot long ride on Kings Island's most legendary roller coaster, the Beast. This ride is truly just a blast. It's really hard to put into words what this ride is like. The best I can do to describe it is by saying that it reminds me of Magnum XL 200 at Cedar Point if it had a wooden counterpart. I hope that makes sense. Other than the bumpiness, I have no complaints, and that really isn't a complaint. You can't expect a 46-year-old wooden coaster to be glass smooth, and honestly, it adds to the experience. It gives it some personality, you know? Some wabi-sabi. It feels like the ride is falling apart below you, and that really adds to the experience. Some people may say that the Beast is overrated, but I would have to disagree with that. I would even say it's slightly underrated. I watched multiple people talk about the night rides on YouTube before riding it for the first time, and I still wasn't prepared. So for that reason, I give the Beast an 8.4 out of 10. Make sure to let me know in the comments what you think about the Beast, and make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video or just watched this far, please consider subscribing as it helps me out a ton. Also, remember to smile today and spread kindness to others. Peace out and ride on.